The XRP ledger, and by association XRP, the token itself, is a decentralized platform, which means anybody and their dog could download the code, can install a node and participate. Anyone can fork the code. Anyone can basically spin off their own blockchain that is similar or fork of the XRP ledger. It also means that most people that you know in the XRP world have nothing to do with Ripple, right? There's Ripple Inc., the company, who make a bunch of decisions and who have the power to decide what to do with XRP that is released from the escrow, for instance, and who have the power to sell XRP directly to companies because of, how much that they have allocated to themselves, which is why they're the ones that are involved with the legal battle with the SEC, which is why they're suable. There's no such person, there's no such organization that you can sue for Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin in its entirety is decentralized, whereas XRP, the ledger, is decentralized, but Ripple, the company, isn't, clearly. People that talk about XRP, i.e. people like me that make videos about XRP on YouTube, have nothing to do with Ripple or corporate or anything. Most of us don't know any more than you probably do. In fact, there are many more of you people in the audience that know a lot more about XRP and crypto in general and finance and macro events and things like that affect where it's going to go than people making YouTube videos, which means there are a lot of you that are even more knowledgeable than I am or anybody else that gets in front of a camera. My point is, just because somebody makes videos about XRP doesn't mean that they're an authority in XRP. The making of videos and publishing them on YouTube or any other platform is pretty much a hobby for 99.999% of people that do it. It's a fun activity. It's a pleasurable thing for a lot of people. And of course, if you're fortunate enough to be monetized on AdSense like I am, you also get paid for doing it by, advert revenue. So at the end of the month, YouTube will send you some money based on how many views you got. Talking about views, this is why you have people who clickbait, right? They do massive clickbait titles, extraordinary headlines, thumbnails that are amazing with impressive faces and stuff. And why do they do that? Because those get more views. They just do. Now, I've been making videos for quite a while, and I can look back at my analytics and I can see that videos where I'm basically talking about research stuff that I've researched for weeks, where I read white papers and I show direct links to documents and stuff, they get like 1/10 of the views of when I'm talking about the price pumping, or I'm talking positively about the direction of the XRP project, right? Which is why a lot of YouTube channels just basically give people what they want, because the statistics don't lie. People don't care much about the factual information, the boring stuff, the fundamentals. People are less concerned about that, and people vote with their views. They just do. Even those videos where I talk about, research papers and academic stuff, I can see the graph just basically die off in the first 3 seconds when people see that I'm about to read a very boring looking paper. And I don't blame them. These things are not attractive, which is why most people that are really successful at doing this are the ones that make the faces, are the ones that tell you that XRP and Bitcoin are going to 1 billion and they're doing it tonight. And you better basically drop everything you're doing and da-da-da, because it's simple emotional psychology of human beings, right? They play on your fear and your greed emotional dance. That's what happens. And these people have mastered this, and this is why they do it. And a lot of actually the most successful channels that talk about crypto generally, not just XRP, on YouTube are the faceless ones, because being faceless, they don't have to worry about the backlash from you guys. But when they say something is going to happen and then it doesn't happen, right? They were absolutely 100% sure, which is why you watched the video and gave them their 5,000 views per hour. It didn't happen. Then their next video is just them saying, oh, look, it didn't happen. This is going to hell, da, 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 da. Again, they don't show their faces. A lot of it is AI generated. So they're able to do that. And guess what? They get 10 times, maybe 20 times as many views as people who show their faces and tell you what's happening. Again, like I said in the beginning, we don't have any crystal balls. Nobody knows what's actually really going to happen. So we often get it wrong. We're the same as you, only that we're in front of a camera, basically speculating in the same way that you're home speculating. That's all there is to it. There is no inner knowledge. There is no information coming from, corporate or whatever. No one is telling us anything extra. Personally, anyway, no one's telling me anything extra. All I am doing is getting in front of a camera and speculating about what I think might happen and sharing some of the research that I'm doing personally. Compared to a lot of you, I'm actually quite recent in the XRP world, in the XRP army. And the research that I did that convinced me to come across to this community are some of the things that I share, right? So, what's happening in Asia Pacific, for instance, I'm really excited about the tokenization of real world assets. And I talk about that, right? And I talk about what I think is going to happen in African countries, about the banking of the unbanked and the small businesses and stuff, which is why a lot of my content is based around that. And I don't care that much about, the day-to-day 10% up, 1% down, Wyckoff cross, death cross, da-da-da. I hardly ever talk about that stuff. But what happens when an anticlimax occurs, which, by the way, I mentioned I thought was going to happen? You get backlash from people who then rage out and basically lash out at people that they see their faces on YouTube. They can't lash out at, D10 or any of the guys in corporate because, how'd you get anywhere near them? You can join the list of the 5 million people commenting on them on their X account, formerly known as Twitter, but they'll never see your post. So who do you lash out at? You go and lash out at people who are just making videos on YouTube and who tell you, not financial advice, do your own research. I'll see you in the next video.